Broadcasting live from the Business RadioX studios in Atlanta, Georgia, it's time for Atlanta Business Radio. Brought to you by OnPay. Built in Atlanta, OnPay is the top-rated payroll and HR software anywhere. Get 1 month free at onpay.com. Now, here's your host.
Lee Cantor here, another episode of Atlanta Business Radio, and this is going to be a good one. But before we get started, it's important to recognize our sponsor, OnPay. Without them, we couldn't be sharing these important stories. Today on Atlanta Business Radio, we have Eric Levitan with Vivo. Welcome, Eric.
Thanks, Lee, for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, I'm excited to learn what you're up to. Tell us a little bit about Vivo. How are you serving folks?
So Vivo is an online but live and interactive fitness program for adults 55 and older with a real focus on building strength. And the important elements around that to really think about are the fact that this is online but live and interactive. So much of what we see in the digital fitness landscape today is video-based or a live stream class. When we think of Peloton, participating, you could be one of 10 or one of 10,000. Those work really well for individuals who are really self-motivated, who are probably on the more fit side and know what they're doing. For those of us who are less comfortable with exercise and need a little bit more guidance, having some live and interactive aspect of what we're doing is critical to the success. And that's really what we're all about, is how do we engage people, meet them where they're at, and get them to consistently participate in a fitness program that's going to have real health outcomes for them.
So now when you say it's kind of live and interactive, what is that experience going to look and feel like for that participant?
So what we do is we actually have it's referred to as small group personal training, and we do it all online over Zoom. So we cap the classes at 8 people, which is this fabulous number that's small enough that everybody gets individualized attention. So if something hurts, if your form is bad, if you need an exercise modified because of an existing condition that you have, if you're not working hard enough, it's small enough that everybody can get individualized attention from a live trainer that can see you. You can see the other participants. No one's muted. Everyone's showing their video, but it's also big enough that we create this very socially engaging, community-driven experience. And what happens is that's where the magic is. That gets people coming back. It makes it fun. It makes it lively. And it ends up being an appointment in your calendar. And so if you're late for a Vivo class, you're probably going to get a few text messages saying, "Hey, Lee, where are you?" And that's a fabulous motivator to keep doing exercise. And look, at the end of the day, we all know exercise is good for you. The question is, can you create it as a habit and behavioral change that you do it consistently? Because that's what really generates outcomes and improvements in your life.
So it's similar to a group exercise class I would take if I was in a gym, but I'm doing it in my living room.
That's right. And we make sure to keep it small enough that it's got this level of intimacy and high touch that is really important, especially for older adults who are coming in with almost certainly one or more conditions that they're dealing with today.
So in the case of if I'm doing a class with one of your trainers, the trainer might come up and say, "Hey, Lee, you got to bend down more when you're doing those squats, or keep your back straight," or something like that. I'll get that level of customization.
100%. And even one step further, they'll say, "Lee, I know that you are still recovering from your knee replacement surgery. When we go do this exercise, I want you to do something a little bit different from everybody else." And that's an important element, again, because for those of us who are in that age group, we are all battling something, whether it's a chronic condition or whether you just woke up that day and your knee hurts or your back hurts. And having the ability to have that level of communication with someone who understands you and how to continue to engage and challenge you, but modify it for your needs, it's a really important element.
Now, is the service only these live classes, or if I participate in a class, do I get a recording of it? So if I want to do it on my own later, I can do it again?
So for the time being, everything that we're doing is a live and interactive experience. It's actually a part of what we're working on. We're beginning to get requests exactly like that, Lee. So part of what we're doing is beginning to create a library of exercises that we can provide to you, and you can continue to do them on your own.
But right now, it's am I paying per session? Is it per month? Like how does the membership work?
It's actually a monthly membership, and you can choose to go once a week, twice a week, or 3 times a week. The science of strength training is that it should be done 2 to 3 times a week to make progress. Once a week is more about maintaining where you're currently at. Given the fact that we all lose muscle mass as we age, it's a really significant problem that does not get enough attention. Doing a program, any strength training program, but in particular a program like Vivo, 2 to 3 times a week is really desirable. If you're going to sign up for once a week, we absolutely encourage you to do more strength training on your own.
Now, am I going to need any equipment, or is this body weight exercises, or use stuff around my house?
So we actually provide every new customer, we actually do 2 things. We provide everyone with a welcome kit. And in that welcome kit, we deliver 2 resistance bands, and it's the tubes with handles, which is a little bit more substantial. And we leverage those resistance bands quite frequently throughout the class. And what's great about those is they're really flexible in terms of the kinds of exercises you can do. You can do chest press, you can do back rows, you can do bicep curls, you can do shoulder press, and on and on and on. And it actually creates a level of challenge to get outcomes. But on the flip side, they're really gentle on the body. You can be really specific around how you control these, so to safely protect your joints, your tendons, your ligaments, et cetera. The other thing that we do when a new customer signs up is we actually conduct an assessment. We have a team at the Duke School of Medicine where we actually have every new customer meet with one of our team members there who conducts a baseline of your strength and balance. And then we reassess every 2 months. So we measure your progress and we share that progress with you. It's a fabulous motivator to see how much strength and balance you increase after just 2 months. And then to continue to watch that increase as you keep having these assessments is a really cool thing. And I can tell you, Lee, 100% of everybody that has ever participated in our program and had a baseline assessment and a reassessment 2 months later has shown improvement, literally 100%. And it's not rocket science. If you consistently do strength training, you get stronger. That's just what happens. But it's pretty amazing to see, and having the progress be measured in really tangible data, capture ways is a very cool thing to be a part of.
Now, is this a service that you expect people to stay with this kind of forever, or is this something that it gets them to a certain point and then they join a gym where they have more access to more equipment and more challenging workouts?
So at the end of the day, we want this to be a part of everybody's habit. The way that we all age is you naturally lose muscle mass, and it's progressive. So the older you get, the faster you lose it. This is not something you can do for 8 weeks and you're done, or 12 weeks or 16 weeks. This has to be something that every human being on the planet does for the rest of their life. Now, that's a pretty intimidating thing to hear, but it's also the truth. And so helping create that awareness and education is important to know that just like you want to incorporate walking into your daily routine, you want to be doing strength training 2 to 3 times a week for really as long as you humanly can. And that will have a significant difference on your quality of life and independence. And if people need a program like Vivo to continue and create that accountability, we absolutely want to be that partner. If you need Vivo to get started and then you develop the motivation to do this on your own and join a gym, that is certainly something that we'll encourage. But this is creating the awareness and education around the need to do strength training as a really significant part of your health and wellness profile for really the rest of your days. So it's an important thing to understand.
Now, is the buyer of the service the actual senior or the adult that's 55 and older who says, you know what, I have an exercise, I see the importance and value of this, so I'm going to sign up? Or is it the kid of somebody maybe who's just fallen or is having some sort of issues that they believe that health and wellness might be, might help them age a little better, maybe keep them in their house a little longer so they can stay independent?
It's a great question, Lee, and the answer is actually both. We have probably 60% of our current customer base, maybe 65% of our current customer base are individuals that came on their own. They are driven enough that they want to continue to age in place, maintain their independence and quality of life, and they join. A healthy dose, again, that remaining kind of 35 to 40% are actually adult children or family members or caregivers of older adults who join with them. And it's this really cool experience. I'll give you a very personal example of this. I do Vivo with my dad twice a week. And we have done Vivo together twice a week for the last 18 months. And not only is it an amazing experience to watch my dad, who's 80 years old, participate in a program like this and make just an unbelievable amount of progress, and how it's changed not only his strength and balance, but his quality of life and his other health outcomes, but it's actually improved our relationship. We have a shared experience that we do twice a week together. We used to talk on the phone once a week before the pandemic. What did you do this week? What did you do this week? It was kind of a very rote conversation. Now we actually see each other. My dad lives in Philadelphia. I live here in Atlanta. We get to see each other twice a week. We get to participate in this facilitated experience together. He sees me working hard. I see him working hard. There are elements of what we're doing that get everybody talking. I'm learning more about my dad. He's learning more about me. It's this really incredible experience that I would love everybody to kind of have that opportunity, is not only helping your parents get healthier, but really furthering your relationship through a shared experience. And, the other kind of side effect of exercise, Lee, is it releases endorphins. And I think, when you're done with an exercise class, you feel better. And I think the people that you do this program with, you naturally associate with more positive feelings because of what is happening on a chemical basis. And there's something really profound about that. And it's something that I'm glad you asked.
Now, is it possible, like you and your father have participating in the same class, is it possible for me to get a family membership where me, my dad, maybe my brother can all be in the same class at the same time, and it's under one kind of family membership?
Absolutely. And we also see that where we'll have 4, 5, 6, even 8 people who are all friends and family participating together. And quite honestly, Lee, that is an incredible experience to witness, because it's one thing when strangers come together and begin to build community and the stickiness that can create. It's another thing entirely when an existing community or family and friends in this case join together, and the camaraderie that happens right away. And it's a really cool thing to witness. So yes, if adult children and their respective parents and brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles join together, it's a really cool experience to watch.
So what's next for Vivo? How do you kind of forecast next year? Is it just getting the word out and getting more people involved, or are you partnering with different organizations to help grow the brand?
So it's really both. I think from a direct to consumer perspective, we absolutely want to get the word out about what we're doing. We were really fortunate to get connected with a journalist who wrote an article featuring us in the New York Times last year. And we saw the power of exposure and awareness and what that can do in terms of getting people to sign up. And look, again, this is something that literally, whether you do Vivo or not, everyone needs to be thinking about strength training. And so as we continue to promote this, get the word out, and attract more customers, that's something that's very much on our radar. But in parallel, how do we continue to develop those relationships with other businesses that are promoting health and wellness, whether they be healthcare providers, insurance companies, senior living communities, home care agencies, corporate wellness and employee benefits? There's an awful lot of opportunity to really develop relationships and partnerships with organizations that this can provide some significant added value, help improve health outcomes, help reduce costs. And I think there's a fabulous opportunity there.
So if somebody wants to learn more, what's the website?
The website is teamvivo.com, team as in TEAM. When you join Vivo, you become a part of a team. And what you will see is an opportunity, because of the holidays, there are some really attractive gift packages that are out there. But just as importantly, if not more importantly, we offer free intro classes. And that's a really important thing to note, because for a lot of us, when we think about the term, whether you're 55 and older or younger, the term strength training can sometimes conjure up an image that feels a little scary and feels like something that isn't us. And really the truth of the matter is, it's, again, not to belabor the point, it's something that we all need to be thinking about and doing as we age. And so we want to show people that this is something that is accessible for anybody, regardless of your age or fitness level. You can engage in a strength training program at any point in your life and build strength and function and change the course of how you're aging. You can regain your quality of life. You can maintain your independence and age in place. And we want to allow people the opportunity to experience that for themselves. So you'll see a button to join a free class. And it's a great way to experience in a very non-threatening way, very accessible, to just experience a class, understand how this works, and the fact that, you know what, you can do it. You may think that you can't, but everyone can do it. And it's a really cool thing to watch.
Well, congratulations on all the success, and thank you so much for sharing your story today.
I really appreciate the opportunity, Lee. Thanks.
All right, this is Lee Cantor. We'll see you all next time on Atlanta Business Radio.